Hola. Buenas tardes. Muy buenas, Ruth. Bienvenido, tío. A ver, voy a colocar la cámara un poco más hacia abajo. Ay. A ver. No, coño, hacia arriba. Ahí está bien. Pues nada, vamos a seguir con Final Fantasy XVI, donde lo dejamos ayer. Que fue en una principal, o sea, en una secundaria camuflada de la principal, de las típicas. Vamos ya. Hice todas las secundarias que tenía pendientes por hacer. Hice las cacerías también. Y creo que básicamente queda hacer la principal y ya. Y listo. De hecho, sí, no me sale nada aquí. No me sale aquí nada de cacerías, vaya. Pues vamos, ¿cómo voy de pociones? Voy bien de pociones. A ver. Bazar de Caron. Va, sí, voy bien, muy bien. No tengo tantos juegos instalados. Tengo el 16 y el Kingdom Hearts. Bueno, yo realmente tengo todos los que puedo tener hasta que me dice el juego. Hasta que me dice la consola, desinstala juegos para instalar los que quieras. Y desinstalo. Tengo el Medieval, el Returnal. El Returnal jugué 5 horas y lo dejé de lado. El Sackboy lo tengo aquí por jugar y aún lo jugué un poco y lo mismo. Este sí que me lo pasé. Esto es Playroom, este también, este es de Play 4 y este es de Play... Estos sí que me los he pasado. El Sackboy lo tengo pendiente, tío, de jugar. Pasa que pillé el juego cuando no tenía ganas de jugar plataformas. Pero lo tengo ahí pendiente. A ver, mapa de la zona. Vale, vamos para allá. Me encanta que este juego te ponga secundarias con el... secundarias camufladas de principales, con el color rojo. Que claramente es una secundaria, pero el juego te dice, hazla o no avanzas. Y lo de las cacerías, por ejemplo, que son literalmente reciclados de monstruos de la historia. No son ni monstruos nuevos. Es como, joder, de verdad. Ponedme putos monstruos nuevos, cabrones.
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this stardust stuff as we can.
Ah, es verdad que estamos haciendo la barca... Bueno, el barco a la hija.
But if stardust is what Blackthorn wants, stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
Espero que no escuche mucho el sonido del aire acondicionado. Porque si no aquí me muero si no pongo el aire. Porque voy a estar sin el aire al principio del verano. Solo con el ventilador y... No sé, literalmente estoy a 40 grados si quito el aire. O sea, mi habitación es un puto horno crematorio de judíos. Literal. 5 polvos, No son tres cosas esta vez, son 5. Ok. Curioso. ¿Tú esto lo hiciste, Orut? Esta parte la hiciste. Supongo que sí, porque si no, no estaríais aquí. Increíble, buscando y cogiendo cosas del suelo. Espectacular. ¿No será esta mi misión favorita? Increíble. Avanzaste mucho más.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Polvo estelar. Toma.
You win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat?
Tío, tengo ganas de ver el barco acabado, Tengo ganitas, tío. Supongo que lo dejaste cuando lo construyes. Bueno, lo construyes cuando lo apuntalas, lo perfilas bien con los materiales.
Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Literal.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Ojalá se pusiese un parche y fuese el nuevo Chic Bar. El Chic Bar 2.0. De repente es Luxu.
We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Vale, pues de vuelta a la guarida. ¿Te vas a algún sitio de vacaciones, Groot? ¿Te vas a algún lado de rollo? ¿Sales de tu ciudad? Vaya. Vale, pues a la guarida. Vámonos. Ah, vale, al pueblo. Yo me voy el 20... O sea, el día después de las elecciones. O sea, el domingo son las elecciones. Pues el día siguiente me voy una semana a Oviedo. A ponerme a ponerme gordo de cachopos, tío. Ya he visto algunos sitios de cachopos, puta madre, para comer. Y joder, le tengo muchas ganas, tío. Si puedo subir alguna foto a Twitter.
Blackthorn, got everything you need.
Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You'll be sneaking around on your tud all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Vale. Oviedo en verano es la polla, te siento de puta madre. Bueno, el norte en general. Yo estuve antes de la pandemia en Vitoria y estaba gustísimo. Sí, no, y espero que no haga calor, tío. Bueno, a ver. No va a ser invierno, ¿sabes? No va a ser invernalia, literal. Pero eso. El año pasado fui a Camprodon. No sé si sabes qué sitio es, aquí en Girona. Y me encantó, o sea, fue de las veces que más... El pueblo es precioso. No hace mucho calor tampoco. Estuve de puta madre. Fue una semanita también y estuvimos de puta madre. En un piso, bueno, un apartamento de estos que alquilan el propietario y vas ahí y tal. Y me lo pasé de puta madre, la verdad. Comí bastante bien, de hecho muy bien. Me acuerdo de unos canelones puta madre que comí ahí en un restaurante. Que literalmente era un canelón. O sea, no eran 3 canelones típicos o 4 que te ponen en un restaurante, no. Era un canelón, rollo, alargadísimo, súper largo. Y era la hostia, tío. Estaba espectacularmente bueno. Y, joder, me lo pasé de puta madre en Camprodón, la verdad. A ver qué tal en Oviedo. Yo creo que en Oviedo era más fresquito que en Camprodón. Eso que Camprodón ya es Girona y quieras que no, ya es bastante al norte. De hecho, es como que Girona está en un extremo y tienes luego a Asturias en el otro extremo. No soy muy ávido en tema mapas, en ubicar cosas en mapas. Pero vamos, que hasta ahí llego, ¿sabes? Pero eso, a ver qué tal. Ya pondré alguna foto en Twitter de los cachopos. Luego también hay fabada asturiana, pero fabada en verano no va a ocurrir. Aparte que tampoco me gustan mucho los platos así como muy fuertes. Pero cachopo sí que va a caer. Cachopo sí. Cachopo de 1 kilo caerá. Caerá. Pues eso, básicamente. O sea, yo tengo fiesta en el curro del 17 de julio al 7 de agosto. O sea, tengo 3 semanas en verano. Y luego tengo una semana en Navidad, vaya. Como el año pasado. Este año me he cogido vacaciones igual que el pasado. A ver, Meat, tenemos tus materiales.
What's next? The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins. I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Okay.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin.
Vaya chapa nos ha dado esta mujer, joder.
Ah, yes.
Vaya chapa, chaval.
It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Vale. Pues vamos para allá. Básicamente, bueno, si son 3 partes que hay que no reparar, sino que como que perfeccionar. Supongo que serán 3 misiones, vaya. Será la que hemos hecho ahora, esta y una más. Tenemos el rincón del mecenas, Volví, pues aquí estamos. Con el puto barco de los cojones. Supongo que lo usarás para irte, básicamente. O sea, para ir por aquí. Rollo... Para ir por aquí. E ir a este cristal madre. Que esto ya es Walloet. Creo que esto era Walloet. Esto todavía queda. Esta era la isla esta del viento. Que decía que se había hecho a raíz de los barcos voladores. O sea, a la forma y semejanza de los barcos voladores y tal. Como que la isla esta era como la más poderosa y alrededor estaban como las... Como las de alrededor. Es que no sé si era esta ciudad. Sí, creo que era esta ciudad. Creo que no sé si se llamaba Isla del Viento o algo así. Pues no sé, había una ciudad que era eso, vaya. Que era como una... No sé si era esta. No, esta no es. No sé, había una que era eso, vaya. Había una que era eso, vaya. No sé cuál. Pero había una que era como una especie de isla... De isla rara. Desiree. A ver, Desiree.
I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Kuka. When I close my eyes. Only I don't know how. I wish you were here.
Vale.
Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Por un mundo libre. 550. Luchar contra las injusticias que ponen en este mundo no es fácil. Ok. Meteorito me dan.
Yours.
Joder, vaya mierda de recompensa, tío.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
No tenemos más cazas, ¿no? No. Esta que te dije, si vas con todas las potis, aunque las vas a gastar todas, es factible de hacer. Este bicho. El Atlas. Vale, pues vámonos. Mapa de la zona. Vaya. Sí, es eso, tío. Es un poco eso. Es lo que dices. Tienes momentos de absoluta epicidad, absoluta magia. Y luego tienes momentos de paja absoluta. Eso es un poco así. Aunque para mí este es el típico juego que le perdono todos los pecados que tenga y todos los fallos, porque lo que hace bien, lo hace jodidamente bien. O sea, la historia, el mundo que construye, la epicidad, los combates contra los jefes, el combate. Está tan por encima de lo malo que tiene el juego, que para mí es... Vamos... Incluso con los fallos, yo le pongo un excelente al juego. O sea, yo ahora mismo le pondría un 9. Y fíjate, con los fallos que tiene el juego y tal, para mí es un juego de 9. Pero es eso, es muy irregular. Tiene momentos brutales. Lo suelo hacer bastante. O sea, si te fijas, el juego siempre va como por bucles. Un bucle épico y luego bucle tranquilo. Luego empiezas otra vez con un bucle épico y luego vuelves otra vez a un bucle tranquilo. Porque la parte donde vas a la parte donde estás en Dalmequia y demás, o sea, antes de meterte a por Titán, joder, se me ha hecho súper pesada esa parte, la verdad. Porque es que el juego se nota un montón que lo ha hecho el pavo del Final 14. En el sentido de que parece un MMORPG todo esto.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Pero bueno, también es verdad, y eso es algo que el juego sabe perfectamente, y aparte esto está estudiado. Si tú haces un juego en el que constantemente hay epicidad, lo que es épico en un momento dado pasa a ser lo normal, o sea, pasa a ser como lo mundano, y no te impacta tanto después. Por eso todos los juegos, y sobre todo los juegos largos, tienen relleno, porque hacen que los momentos buenos sean realmente buenos, ¿sabes? Entonces te meten un montón de paja y demás. Porque si todo el juego fuese como la batalla contra Titán, apenas te sorprenderías. Básicamente. Un juego que no está alargado por alargar es el de Last of Us. Los dos de Last of Us, vaya. Que duran lo que tienen que durar. Porque no duran 60 horas, ¿sabes? Que bueno, por lo que he leído de gente que se lo está a punto de terminar o se lo ha acabado, es que hacia el final se viene una de paja, chaval. Pero yo que hay un montón de misiones que hay que hacer antes del final, que no veas. Fíjate que a mí no se me hizo alargado, tío. No sé. A mí el de Last of Us 2 me gusta más que el primero, siempre lo he dicho. Me parece un juego con una historia mucho más profunda que el primero. Sin que el primero sea un mal juego en absoluto. El primero es un juegazo. Pero me quedo con la segunda parte. Me quedo con Abby, me quedo con la muerte de Joel, me quedo con todo el viaje que haces con Ellie. Pero bueno, en general es eso. Los juegos más largos todos tienen relleno que flipas. Porque es imposible mantener un nivel alto en 60 horas. Incluso Red Dead Redemption 2 tiene relleno y es considerado como uno de los mejores mundos abiertos que se han hecho nunca. Pero yo soy o sea, yo, si luego me pones una pelea como la pelea con Titán, estoy dispuesto a aguantar esto. Estoy dispuesto a aguantar esto por la historia que me estás contando tan buena.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Vale. Es que encima ya, las podrían camuflar un poco, porque la forma de acabar las misiones estas son iguales que las secundarias. Es como están los dos mirándose, no hay nada y de repente misión completada. Es como, joder, de verdad. Es que podías haberlo camuflado un poco más. Joder, qué mierda de amuleto, tío. Es que lo de las sales no lo he usado para nada, tío. Uso pociones, ultrapociones y ya. Ni elixires tampoco uso. Vale, pues vámonos. De nuevo a Meet. Me mola que al menos sean rápidas de hacer, la verdad. En ese sentido, al menos son rápidas. Ah, sí, el que te cura más las potis. El del dash. ¿Te pillaste el anillo ese del... que te dije que era el de la potenciación del daño al hacer una esquiva perfecta? Ah, vale, vale. Que esa es la hostia. Porque siempre esquivas... O sea, ese anillo está guapo porque como siempre esquivas en este juego constantemente, tienes un bufo prácticamente en toda la pelea de daño. Sí, es un bufo ahí constante.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just
Nos queda uno,
one
sí.
remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prism for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Vale, pues a ver al Hipócrates. Igual cuando acabe la construcción del barco se me meten más secundarias.
Hippocrates, do you have the moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? What are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of... pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moondew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
Vale. Estaba pensando, de dragones, realmente el que ves en este juego es el que está en la... En la mazmorra donde está el... No sé si es en la mazmorra.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do.
En la segunda en el segundo cristal.
For the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can
Y creo que ya está. No ves ninguno más de dragón.
prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Tengo que elegir a quién pillar, ¿no? Habla con Hippocrates, ¿vale?
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Contar ya.
All right.
Que apenas...
So, what do we
Bueno, no lo hemos llevado nunca. Así ya la llevaré más
I've
adelante.
taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic. Conch shells. Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. Effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
Y Jill se queda ahí
See you
como...
later, Clive.
Con cara de... No me
Good luck with your
elegiste.
research.
O sea, que ha quedado, pero vamos. Ha sido una humillación, chaval. La Jill ahí como... Bueno, pues nada. Ahí estamos. Te van haciendo dando tumbos por toda por todo el mapa, A ver, ¿qué me vendes?
Welcome.
No me vendes nada mejor que lo que llevo.
And a fine day to you.
Nice and chilled.
Need to stock up on
Won't
these.
have use.
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What should I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Vale. Compra ajo, compra nueces, pepio.
Oi, don't touch anything.
Nuez 20, vale. Baratito.
If that's what you want.
How the hell is anyone supposed to report that? What can I interest you
Yo lo
in
tendría nada a
today?
ver el miércoles.
I trust it's all here.
Tengo ganas, la
I should
verdad.
do it. Hopefully Talia's
Me vi la
finished too.
saga estos días para tenerla fresca.
You'll not find a bruised pippin in
Y En busca de la arca perdida me gustó. O sea, me pasa algo con las
Did you
pelis
find everything?
de Indiana Jones
Here.
en general, Y supongo que es por el tiempo que ha pasado desde que se estrenaron. Una, que se me hacen largas. Rollo, media hora menos para mí sería ideal en todas las pelis. Y 2, que la acción se me hace súper pesada, tío, de esas pelis.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
Sí, no, para la época sí, pero en una época actual en la que hemos tenido John Wick, es que es duro, ¿eh?
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared,
Te la vas a follar.
me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue.
Bueno, prefiero que te folles a esta que no a Jill, también te digo.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Tyre.
For what?
For everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us.
¿Puedes proceder al fornicio, por favor? Yo elegí a Jill. Sinceramente pasa lo mismo. Bien.
Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
Vale. Pero bueno, lo que decía de Indiana Jones, para mí la mejor de las tres. La 4 no la cuento, la 4 es infumable. O sea, la estaba viendo y dije, la quito porque es infumable. Es la última cruzada. La que más me mola es la última cruzada, con el padre de Indiana y demás. Y me gusta mucho esa peli. Luego para mí iría al Templo Maldito como segunda. Y como tercera la primera. O sea, es 3-2-1. Sería mi top. La de la última cruzada me gustó un montón. También luego cuando ves al templario ahí, que lleva 300 años viviendo y intenta retarte a un duelo y se le cae la espada para atrás, como que ya no tiene la fuerza para llevarla y tal. Y cómo engaña a los de estos para que se beba el cáliz que no toca y se muere ahí y demás. Eso me moló. Eso me gustó, la verdad. Bueno, y luego la escena de Hitler firmándole un autógrafo a Indiana en el libro. Joder. Es que esa peli es mítica, tío. Es putamente mítica, Hostia, la de Calavera es muy dura, Hostia, yo la estaba viendo y dije... Y el final con el CGI recargado hasta la muerte. El final ese con la máquina del tiempo... Bueno, con la máquina del tiempo no. con el Omni llevándose todo el tinglado. Hostia, me pareció un horrible de principio a fin. El hijo, que es el pavo ese de Transformers, que literalmente no sabe actuar ese chaval. No hizo nada más después de esto porque no sabe actuar. Y luego la Marion ya vieja y tal, como para rascar un poco donde no se podía rascar. Me pareció una peli, vamos, infame.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we
Vamos, podemos empezar ya.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway. Under the watchful
O sea,
eyes
pones
of
la 5 muy
our
alta,
nobles.
por lo que veo.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
¿Te imaginas que se follan ellas? Y dejan aquí que Life más solo que la una.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
Yo no sé qué esperarme, tío.
It
O sea, le tengo
appears our
ganas.
work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
O sea, yo le tengo ganas, pero es que he visto de todo, tío. He visto desde gente que le ha parecido una mierda hasta gente que literalmente le ha encantado. O sea, me pasa un poco a nivel de opiniones que la de Flash. Que la de Flash a mí me encantó, todo se ha dicho. La de Flash me lo pasé como un puto enano viéndola. Con el Michael Keaton, que me pareció espectacular su personaje. La trama, me encantó. La parte final con los Superman clásicos ahí en el multiverso. Me encantó esa película. Pero... no sé, tío. A ver qué tal Indiana Jones. Y el Día del Destino. Hombre, mejor que la Calavera de Cristal. Quiero decirte, como sea igual que la Calavera de Cristal, me cago en todo, ¿sabes? O sea, mínimo mejor. Ya me doy por contento y que den un buen cierre a Indy. Si dan un buen cierre a Indy, ya está de feliz. Salvo que quieran hacer una sexta parte. Because dineros. Yo tengo un problema con la más de los multiversos porque muchos actores están muertos y ellos usan CGI en personas muertas, usar caras de peña que no les pidieron permiso. Y aparte de eso, las caras parecen rollo de Play 3. O sea, para mí el mayor fallo de Flash es el CGI que tiene, que es horrible. Que parecen caras de Play 3. El Nicolas Cage es horrible como está puesta ahí. No sé, entiendo que es CGI, porque como sea el de verdad, me cago en la puta. Me cago en la putísima madre. La verdad. Como sea el de verdad. Y luego es que las caras, tío. Las caras las estaba viendo y decía, es que parece un maniquí de una tienda de ropa. No parece gente real.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
Yo lo he dicho muchas veces y os sigo pensando, para mí, el DCU tiene películas que me han gustado más que Marvel Studios. Igual suena muy bestia, pero para mí es así. Es más, para mí, la de Batman contra Superman, la de la Liga de la Justicia de Zack Snyder, esta de Flash, las dos de Wonder Woman, la de Aquaman, para mí esas películas que he dicho, para mí son de notable mínimo. Para mí. O sea, me gustaron un montón. Sí que luego está la de... No me gusta nada Shazam. No soporto Shazam. No soporto Black Adam. Me parecieron películas infames. Pero esas que he dicho, para mí... Yo he disfrutado más con la primera de Wonder Woman o con la de Batman contra Superman que con muchas de Marvel Studios. La verdad. Y he sido un fracaso de DC y todo lo que tú quieras. Pero... me parecen cojonudas.
Placement stacks.
Same difference.
La verdad.
I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck.
Y bueno,
I'll take care of the rest.
Twitter. De repente Twitter dice, igual Henry Cavill no es un buen Superman. Lo vi y dije, a ver, chico. No, igual Henry Cavill no es un buen actor. Y yo, a ver, chico. Está bien. Está bien.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest salmon you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
Y curioso que salga eso cuando ha anunciado al nuevo Superman. Curioso, anuncian al nuevo Superman y salen un montón de peña odiando a Henry Cavill y que no sabe actuar y qué tal. Y es como, chico, tira para allá, anda para allá, bobo. Anda para allá, bobo. Yo no sé quién es, o sea, no sé si tú sabes quién coño es el Superman, pero yo no puedo hablar porque no he visto al actor. Ni a la actriz tampoco la he visto. Sé que he hecho la serie esta de la maravillosa Miss Maisel o algo así. No tengo ni idea de cómo... No os conozco.
It's finished. It's finally finished.
Fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has...
Es en bucle las misiones estas. Ahora tienes que hacerlo otras 3 veces más. Ojalá. Ojalá,
Don't worry.
sea en
Now that
bucle.
we've finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Bueno, Gal Gadot hasta que fue Wonder Woman, nadie la conocía. Y ha sido una espectacular Wonder Woman, una increíble actriz. Bueno, ha sido, como si estuviese muerta, ¿sabes? Que tiene 30 años la chica, ¿sabes? Y ha sido una increíble Wonder Woman y una increíble actriz. Y va a seguir siéndolo, vaya. Jason Momoa lo mismo. Jason Momoa no lo conocía ni su puta madre. Y Aquaman es un tío que desprende carisma por los 4 costados. Henry Cavill lo mismo. Y bueno, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck sí que era más... Sí que era una estrella de Hollywood cuando fue Batman. Que para mí Ben Affleck es un muy buen Batman, tío. Pero es que no le han dado ni una sola peli. Y aquí en la peli, en Flash, la veía y decía, joder, tío, hubiese sido increíble ver una peli de este señor. Cuando está aconsejando a Flash y tal, y habla con él y todo el rollo. Dije, joder, me cago en la puta, tío. Lo que hubiese sido este señor con una peli suya.
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Venga, Groot, nos vemos, tío. Que vaya bien. Ah, lo dejaste aquí ayer. Supongo que ahora iremos a la tumba de... del man este. ¿Tenemos secundarias por hacer? Uf. Bueno, la del más es como... bueno, importante. Te dan como ventaja. Es que están con el símbolo del más. Pues nada, tío. Que vaya bien las mini vacaciones. A ver. Voy a... secundaria va a ser la carta.
He cracked the crystal too.
No es un... hostia. Uf, qué duro. No es un tío con las cuentas. Hombre, Clive, ¿qué tal? Qué raro se me hace esto de escribirte una carta. En fin, al grano. He estado revisando las cuentas de la guarida y me he topado con un pequeño desajuste. Sí, dejémoslo en eso. Necesito tu ayuda para cuadrarlo, así que pásate a verme por el mostrador de la toldilla y si es cuanto antes, mejor.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Voy a marcar, voy a pillar todas las secundarias estas. Algo le pasa a Torgal. ¿Qué dices? Tu que formidable no he estado tanto estos días. Ven a verme cuando tengas un rato libre y te cuento en detalle. Pero ven, mendrugo. Como le pase a... como muera. Como hay secundaria que muera. Me cago en todo, tío. Me cago en todo como muera el cabrón. Los toreros están en las nubes. ¿What? Por haber 10 cartas en el camarote de Clive. Trofeo. Gracias por lo del otro día. El cuero curtido que le entregaste a Blackthorn le devolvió los ánimos, pero parece que el efecto no duró mucho. Vuelve a estar más pensativo de lo normal. Y a veces hasta pone cara de haberle dolido el aliento a un molbol cuando bate el hierro. Parece que hay algo más que no nos ha contado. Yo voy a estar un tiempo fuera de la guarida. Sé que andas ocupado y tal, pero me harías el favor de hablar con él y averiguar qué le pasa a August. Vale, pues ya tenemos unas secundarias por hacer. Estaremos un ratito con ellas.
Blackthorn, you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well... Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
Nah. They're not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
Sure a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Vale. A ver qué es. Hombre, molaría quedársela, ¿no? Sí, yo creo que me la voy a quedar al final. Aparte, como es una misión de... con el más, que siempre te dan una recompensa más tocha, te la vas a quedar al final.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read.
Míralo, qué bonito es. Qué bonito es el perro, tío.
I didn't say I was wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at him. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Vale.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? How were they?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmecian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's a touch eccentric. If you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Ok, y aquí teníamos otra, ¿no? Ahora con las Hipócrates. De hecho creo que aquí no tenemos ninguna más. Ah, sí que tenemos una ahí.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. Which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torkel, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Vale. Nos quedaba una por aquí suelta. Sí. Ya que estoy las voy a aceptar todas. Hasta que me manden a otros sitios a pillar lo que sea o matar lo que sea. Ya que estoy las acepto todas. Y luego ya cuando las haya completado vuelvo aquí y les entrego todas a la vez.
Ned told me she was building a ship.
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto won't be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle.
Vamos, que no se le da bien cuadrar las cuentas este pavo.
Zero, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I will dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha.
5 millones, poco.
And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million. Each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility. And it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. Little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure they will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, asses to wipe and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No. I don't.
Te puedes ir buscando un refugio alternativo, crack. Vas a durar menos que un... Vamos. ¿Es secundaria de la hija de Cid? Sí, ¿no? Es ahí en la zona del barco.
Well. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bung in a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
Vale.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. Alright. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the
Hostia, el
chief.
bomb.
Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame ain't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
Alright. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And a good hunting, eh?
Vale, pues... Ah, bueno, claro, hay que consultar el talón. Hostia, se nos han añadido más cacerías, ¿no? Se nos han añadido más cacerías, seguramente. Uf, entre secundarias y cacerías aquí estaremos un buen rato, ¿eh? Estaremos un buen rato, la verdad. Al menos solo es uno. Solo es este. El perol sambreque. Vale, voy a hacer todas las otras antes de hacer esta. Papamundi. Voy aquí. Vale. Esta es la de la espada, ¿no? Esta es la de la espada, sí. A ver qué tan buena va a ser, tío. Ahora es peor que la que llevo, ¿sabes? Me jodería.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Its fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do? Calm yourself. My reputation will be ruined. Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you.
before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
Joder, vaya humos que me gasta aquí el colega.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He's been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Vale. O sea, por la espadita. ¿Dónde queda eso? Voy a hacer TP... Aquí. Creo que hay una zona... Creo que hay una zona... Sí, por ahí no he ido, tío. Igual debería... o sea, limpiarla, ¿no? Como despejarla, ¿sabes? Para el trofeo más que nada. Ahora cuando termine las... Bueno, cuando termine el objetivo este secundario... Voy y lo despejo. Hostia, es uno de estos... Del hacha, vaya. Va con el hacha. Hostia, me apetecía pelear, después de tanto diálogo, tío. Tenía ganas de pelear, la verdad. Vale. Se acabó. Enemigos derrotados. Tengo muchos puntos de habilidad, tío. Voy a ver en qué los gasto. Porque, joder. Aquí estará la espada, supongo.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
¿Te va a hacer auto-TP instantáneo? Ah, mira, sí. Guay.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What should I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your
Giverno.
acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke.
Vaya mierda de espada, ¿no? Si se rompe al usarla.
They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Ahora que era por la espada, supongo, ¿no?
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this
Bueno, claro, igual únicamente con la piedra de afilar, ¿sabes? O sea, tampoco necesitas la espada en sí, sino con la piedra de afilar ya lo haces. Ya que estoy aquí, voy a explorar esto.
Come on.
Primero por aquí, que solamente lleve a esto. Voy a ir por el camino este. Uy, estaba yendo para. Estaba yendo para otro lado. Ah, que no puedo subir por aquí, ¿no? No puedo subir por aquí, ¿no? Esto está bloqueado. Y por ahí supongo que ya podré... Ya podré ir. ¿Y este man? A ver, voy a hablar con este tío.
You deserve a rest.
There was a time this path was guarded day and night by Lord Kupka's men. But now they've gone. Back to the Fang. Leaving us lesser mortals at the mercy of whatever bloodthirsty beasts they send.
Ah, pero aquí ya vine, creo.
Good girl.
¿O no? Ah, no vine por aquí, no. No. Ya que estoy, voy a explorar esto. Es que igual te hacen venir por la historia, pero... Ya que estoy aquí. Ya que estoy aquí, tío. Es que las zonas estas son MMORPG puro, ¿eh? Está vacío, pero vacío, tío. Vacío, vacío. Literal, voy directo a pillar los objetos y ya. Me sudan los huevos los enemigos y demás.
Mistakes. Straight home now. Nice try. Too slow.
Toma putiazo, crack. Toma putiazo. Vaya paisa se ha comido aquí el cabrón en un momento. Joder. Las recompensas de los cofres son... Pero... Peor que puta mierda, ¿eh? Peor, tío. A ver, si me meto... Ah, no me puedo... No me puedo meter, ¿no? Igual son desafíos para más adelante, porque me encontré uno en Rosaria también. Igual son desafíos para más adelante en el juego o algo así. Ah, bueno, es verdad que puedo pegar. Puedo pegar ahí con el chocobo.
This would be easy. No need to ride from here.
Sí que es grande todo esto, tío. Madre de Dios. Esto me recuerda un poco al Crisis Core. De hecho, a la parte inicial del Crisis Core. Cuando vas a la aldea esa, que es como... Como un poco rollo esto. ¿Cómo subo por ahí?
Come on. Time to fight.
Ese es el... No, pero no, porque no hay más contratos de monstruos. Canguro infernal. Me lo voy a cargar porque creo que este monstruo no me lo he encontrado todavía. Y para llegar ahí no sé cómo coño será, la verdad. No sé cómo coño vas a acceder ahí. Supongo que desde aquí, pero... igual desde... No, igual desde aquí. Pasa que está inaccesible ahora. Yo creo que vendrás por aquí y podrás ver todo esto. Pues me cargo a este y volvemos a la guarida. Vale. A ver, antes de hacer TP, que tengo 1600 puntos de habilidad. No sé en qué gastarlo, la verdad. ¿Esto qué es? Llamas del renacer. Arrasa a los enemigos acercándose en un mar de llamas. Al mismo tiempo restaura la porción de color claro de la barra de vitalidad si la hubiera. Bastante... Sí, pero claro, ¿qué me quito? Dos, tres. A ver, puedo quitarme esto y ponerme esto. Sí. Me he quedado con 2 puntos de habilidad. Me quito esto y me pongo esto. Tengo ignición y tengo orbes candentes también. Vale, pues me voy. A ver, podría acabar podría hacer estas. O sea, antes de volver a la guarida podría acabar las que tenga pendientes. Y luego ya las entrego todas, tío. Si no se va a hacer más pesado. Es dentro, ¿no? Del poblado este.
Did you hear? I want to see.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me.
Todos se quieren follar a Clive. Todos se quieren follar a Clive.
Can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Joder, pobre Otto, tío. No veas. Vale, aquí ya está, ¿no? Bueno, hay que entregarle a Marta la otra piedra. Voy a estar rápido porque estas entregar las piedras y ya, supongo.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Vale, y nos queda otra por aquí.
Goat will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
¿Que dónde es? Vale. Hostia, podrían meterte algún TP aquí, ¿no? Por aquí, por la zona, porque están como súper separados. Pero bueno. Hoy haremos poco de historia, tío, con este paso. A ver, tampoco me queda mucho para acabarla, sobre todo porque las tengo que entregar ya, muchas de ellas. Pero, joder, la mitad del stream hoy es secundarias, Haremos poco de historia hoy, comparado con otros días. O sea, quiero hacer las secundarias cuando me las dan, tío, porque si no, no las voy a hacer. Se me van acumulando ahí y igual tengo 10 para hacer. Es que me da toda la pereza de hacerlas. Y me mola cómo están escritas, las secundarias. No me mola tanto lo que tienes que hacer en ellas. Pero me gusta cómo están escritas las misiones secundarias. No, por favor, no me sigas. Vale, se va, se va. Ah, bueno, claro, esta es la del Torgal. Esta es la misión del Torgal. A ver cómo es esta habilidad. Joder. Me gusta bastante, la verdad. Eso sí, tiene un cooldown súper bestia. Es que realmente en todos los icons tengo la combinación de una habilidad como que es más rápida de recargar y luego otra que es súper lenta de recargar. Pero he sacado un montón. Vale, pues ya estaría. Antílope, no sé cómo se llama, antileo, peso o así. Me queda nada para subir de nivel.
No. Will it be enough, I wonder? That's it, that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy.
Qué contento está el cabrón.
You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Vale. Pues ya sería básicamente volver a la guarida. O sea, no tenemos ninguna misión fuera de la guarida, ¿no? Bueno, tenemos la de cazar al bomb. Pero bueno, eso es... Eso ahora lo haremos cuando entreguemos todas estas.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now I know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. Oh, nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Vadebecum. Buena.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
Este menú que te pone como de entregar las cosas, como, tío, no me lo pongas, entregarlo directamente y ya está.
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valistia.
Si te desen varias opciones en el menú, dices, vale, pero si me das una opción, entregarlo automáticamente y ya está, tío.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Ah, No point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine.
Pejiguera.
I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
Right? I will.
A ver qué me... ¿Cómo es la espada que me craftea? Es la segunda misión, Relacionados con el herrero 2. Eso es que hemos hecho otra antes. No me acuerdo, tío. ¿Cuál hemos hecho antes para él así de este estilo? Excalibur. Ah, bueno, claro, la misión del cinturón mata dragones. También le hicimos con él. Con la anterior, vaya. Excalibur. Alma de bomb. Ah, mira, pues con la secundaria esta del bomb, en teoría podremos craftear la Excalibur. Guay.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
Esto se volverá más potente todavía.
Fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Vale, pues una más completada. Colmillo de cabal. Incrementa un poco el ataque de Torgal. Hostia, mira, nos han dado una mejor. Es que paso, tío, olímpicamente. Es que para lo que me va a servir aumentarle el daño. ¿Y qué pasando? A ver si consigo una mejora de accesorios, tío. Por favor.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Good. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby?
Oh, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment?
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
A ver.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you like me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not.
Ok. Vamos a darle el rubí.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
¿A quién se refiere? A Marta, entiendo. Bueno, o al de Dalmequia, al mercader ese de Dalmequia. Bueno, mercader no era como una especie de herrero. O sea, él era mercader, pero presentaba una herrería.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass beyond that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square. Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy soul couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first known day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable.
Joder.
Wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when, All I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me, but I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again.
And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Joder, qué duro los portadores, tío. Hay cada historia en este juego durísima, Hostia, una cinemática así bonus, por la secundaria. Qué guapo, tío.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me, just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
¿Una carta?
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine, I'll see if I can't pay you back.
What do you have?
Qué bonito, tío. Qué bonita misión. 20 puntos de... A ver, copa de Cid. No me digas que soy mal anfitrión, Cid. Hostia, nunca lavo esta copa. ¿Cómo debe estar de sucia, La cabrona. ¿Cómo debía estar de sucia la puta... La puta copa, tú? A ver. ¿El bomb dónde está? El perol Sambreque. El perol. O sea que está por aquí. No, está por aquí. Sambreque, el perol. Puerta de Poniente, a través de Misidia. El perol. No sé dónde coño está, tío. Puto perol. El perol Sambreque. Pradera. Mur. El perol. A ver, sí que es verdad que por ahí no me he metido y se puede ir. Igual me he dejado algo. Voy a ver. Igual es ahí.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
Es... Ahí, voy a marcarlo. Lo que no me gusta es que no se te desmarque cuando pasas por encima del punto. Porque es un poco raro, tío. No se te desmarque cuando pasas por el punto. Pero bueno. Ah, mira, el perol. Está justo ahí. Bueno. Ya me lo suponía, vaya. Villa Cielo Infierno. Buen nombre. Voy para allá primero. Joder, es raro que no puedas ir con el chocobo por aquí, tío. Es como... Por la cara te lo quitan, ¿sabes? Por la puta cara te lo quitan. Pues vale, última misión secundaria. Ya avanzaré en este. Que tengo ganitas, tío, de avanzar en la historia, la verdad. Después de haberle petado la boca a Hugo Kupka. La pelea fue increíble, La pelea con el titán fue espectacular, Brutal. Será un bomb. Es un bomb random, ¿no? O sea, es un bomb tal cual. Te lo pone como... Bueno, Rey Bomb, claro. Pero tampoco lo sea mucho más difícil que un bomb normal. Hostia. No tiene barra de stun, lo que sacas con eso, tío. No veo nada. Voy a curarme. A tomar por culo. Superación personal. Haber tratado 20 enemigos en estado de superación en combates fuera del modo entrenamiento. En estado de superación. Yo creo que es en forma. En modo Ifrit. Voy a apagar el aire, un segundo. Me craftaré la Excalibur, tío. Que tengo ya el alma de bomb. Estoy de vuelta.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the
Cable
ash.
este de los huevos, tío.
I should probably have brought a bucket. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. Should do it. For why needs more than this.
Vale, pues volvamos. Esta no era en la guarida, ¿no? Sí que era en la guarida esta misión. Ah, era en la guarida, vale. Ok. Esta es misión con el más encima, o sea que nos va a dar alguna mejora. Voy a entregar la misión y me crafteo. Bueno, ya que estoy aquí, para no dar tanta vuelta, voy a comprar pociones.
And what can I do for you?
A ver, poción.
It'd better all be here. Finished, are you?
Y aquí te voy a craftear
So, will it be?
la Excalibur.
No scratches, right?
No sé si va a haber alguna más fuerte que la Excalibur, la verdad. Pero con ese nombre me sorprendería.
Anything else?
Ya que estoy, te voy a vender lo que puedo vender en el inventario.
Or pleasure?
A ver, vender. Te vendo esto.
I'm thankful you got that much.
Te voy a vender esto. Tengo 111 rosas del desierto.
I'm thankful you got that much.
El orichalco este se usa en... El oricalco este se usa en Kingdom Hearts. Lo que pasa es que no lo traducen. Se llama oricalcum. Aquí lo han traducido oricalco. Así que Kingdom Hearts lo que copia de Final Fantasy. Lo que en su momento cojo yo de Final Fantasy, vamos. Fue todo, prácticamente. Salvo los mundos Disney y su historia propia. Todo lo demás es copiado de Final Fantasy. A ver si viendo cómo ha salido este Final Fantasy, no pido que Kingdom Hearts 4 sea igual de serio y adulto que esto, porque no va a ocurrir. Y aparte, la concepción del juego hace que no pueda ser como este juego. Por ser un juego Disney, por ser un... Pero bueno, puedes ir metiéndole cosas. Por ejemplo, puedes hacer que los mundos que visites en el juego ya sean un poco más adultos. Se habla de que van a meter a Star Wars, que en ese sentido puede estar bien. Un segundo. Vale. Pues volví. ¿Dónde estábamos, tío? Ah, vale, sí. Tenemos que entregar la misión. Oh, ahí el ayudante. Esta es la misión que menos me ha molado de las secundarias que hemos hecho hoy, la verdad.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it. You're a gent. Right then.
A ver qué me da de... Porque siempre te dan alguna mejora a estas misiones, tío. A ver qué hace. Momentos más tarde. Gracias esto de momentos más tarde.
Telemon, very impressed. There's no need.
Don't be. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours?
Me va a hacer... Me va a hacer una mejora de las pociones, ¿no?
We happen to have isolated a substance. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and a lot. I reckon if we slap a bit on your... Well, that's the spirit.
Ya ves, nos aumenta el límite de pociones. Lo que no me ha aumentado no es el límite de los accesorios, tío. Espero que se puedan mejorar.
Well,
it certainly
right.
Thank you.
Nona, for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavor. And I'm telling you.
Ok, misión cumplida. Moral flexible. Ahora puedes llevar más objetos consumibles. Guay. Estas merecen la pena ya no porque te gusten o no te dejen de gustar las misiones, sino más que nada para poder llevar más. Ahora puedo llevar un par de más de pociones normales y una otra poción más. Pues voy a comprar... Voy a comprarle a la pava esta... las pociones estas extras. Y ya... Y ya seguimos con la historia de una vez. Que llevo 2 horas y solo he hecho secundarias, tío. Vale, tenemos recompensa aquí. La voluntad de los cielos. La diosa Gregora nos enseña que la virtud reside en ayudar al débil. Medallón de prior. A ver. Medallón de prior. Incrementa el efecto de las ultrapociones en un 25%. Joder. A ver, porque el juego es fácil. Si no me lo pondría, tío. La verdad. Ah, bueno, ahora que lo pienso, ¿no tengo un amuleto ahora mismo inútil? Que es el del piro barrido. Que ya no lo uso. Voy a poner este. Y esto. Dios mío. ¿Qué coño hago aquí? No sé ni qué hago aquí. Cuando quiero comprar pociones.
And what can I do for you? You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. Is that all?
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
A ver, vamos a continuar con la historia base.
Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Se viene momento sad.
She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Joder, la cabrona. No me cae muy bien ese personaje, la verdad. Me parece súper odioso, la hija.
Obolus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry at all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rode off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obelith.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, uncle?
Hijo mío, me alegra comunicarte que mi expedición a Camber ha sido todo un éxito. El amigo que te comenté no solo ha accedido a financiar nuestras actividades, sino también a relatarme toda clase de sucesos que acontecen en las ciudades libres, a partir de los cuales he conocido a una amiga tuya. Aunque admiro el ingenio y el arrojo de la señorita Telamón para embarcarse en la construcción del Enterprise, dudo que las autoridades de Camber vean con buenos ojos el uso no autorizado de sus astilleros. Por si fuera poco, los maestros de los gremios de mercaderes no tardarían en entrometerse en el proyecto. Es por ello que te escribo esta misiva. Me gustaría contar con la ayuda de tu joven espía Gaff durante 1 o 2 lunas para que vigile a cualquiera que intente meter las narices donde no debe y nos avise de posibles ataques. Sé que no quieres prescindir de él, pero no te lo pediría si no fuese necesario. Espero tu respuesta. Tu tío Byron.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Vale. Jill va y viene, La tía va y viene, tío. Joder. Antigua guarida. Tras ataque de titán, la otrora animada guarida quedó en ruinas. Ahora en ella solo residen escombros, polvo y recuerdos de otra época. Ah, hay que ir a la antigua guarida. Vale. Pues vamos. Ha quedado en la mierda todo. Mira, aquí es donde pasa la escena de Cid y los demás viniendo a buscar un nuevo hogar, un nuevo mundo, un nuevo futuro.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
Los que faltaban.
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh,
la matar, tú.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Este me recuerda al del City Remake, el...
Jill, you're with me.
El que va con el cañón en la mano. Este es más retrasado. Este es retrasado. El otro no tanto. Este es muy retrasado. Pero en el sentido literal de la palabra. En el sentido escueto de la palabra.
Do you see that, Sid? Your protégé's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Sí, básicamente nos queda el último cristal. Yo creo que la semana que viene nos lo pasamos, vaya. No lo sé, tampoco llevo al pie de la letra por donde voy. Prefiero más o menos llevarme a sorpresa y tal. Pero no creo que quede mucho. Te ruinas del pasado olvidado. Ah, vale. Hay que ir para allá. Garganta de la Etni. Dalmequia Oriental. Pasaje horadado en la roca donde reposan varias ruinas imperias. A ver cómo es en la zona. Ah, bueno, aquí ya estuve. Tío, porque cuando he venido hasta aquí, rollo, investigando, no se me ha abierto un puto... No se me ha generado aquí el TP, tío. ¿Por qué? A ver, por tema de historia y tal. Sí, pero... No sé. Este de Dalmequia. Rumbo a tierras cristalinas. Ok. Básicamente ahora estoy... Ah, mira, ahora estoy por el camino superior. Que estaba antes diciendo... ¿Cómo coño llegaré ahí? Pues mira. Desde aquí. Hay una secundaria ahí. Ahora la haremos. Quiero ver un momento el... Pamundi. Vale, solo tenemos esta secundaria. Ok.
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
¿Está bloqueado esto? Sí. Vale.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Qué bonito, tío.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Súper bonito, Joder. El río este me flipa cómo se ve de los colores. A ver. Secundaria. Estoy de las secundarias ya hasta los huevos.
What do you think? Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow? You think he'd be equal to the task?
Oh, no doubt. Assuming he's willing to hear us out. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart. You seen it by any chance?
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran, leaving his livelihood abandoned in the pass.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts.
We may have seen our share of action.
You, however, chances are they'll come for you either way.
Well, if I'm going to have to...
You've clearly got...
We're lucky now. Hoping to reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we...
All right.
Nope. You just put an end to those bandits and point out...
Típica misión secundaria. Inspección hasta aquí al lado.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Look lively, you lot. We've got guests.
These must be our bandits.
Parezco el demonio... Madre mía. El demonio Azarrael, chaval. Vale, listo. 24 puntos de habilidad, vale. 500 guiles. Tengo un montón de guiles, tío. Igual hay alguna secundaria de... Joder, no me sale la palabra. Bueno, secundaria no. Igual hay un trofeo de pillar todos los CDs de música que hay. No me extrañaría nada, la verdad. No me extrañaría en absoluto. A ver. El carro.
Getting all of this up.
Seems we've found.
Found the cart and didn't leave a single...
And how exactly will
You leave that to us. After
You've done your part. It's been a pleasure.
There's no need to be so. What if we want?
Vale. Esta misión ha sido básica, joder. Porque, por ejemplo, la que hemos hecho antes de Otto y la historia de cuando se conocen con Cid, su background, su trasfondo. Pues que esto es, literalmente, por favor, ¿podéis ayudarnos con un asunto de un carro? Mata a los bandidos y ya está. Listo.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
Supongo que nos quitarán el chocobo, ¿no? Ah, no, nos dejan ir con el chocobo por aquí.
The path continues on the other side.
A ver. Por aquí no hay nada, ¿no? Menos mal que menos son pasillos estos, ¿sabes? Me refiero que no estás aquí peleando. No estás aquí peleándote tú sin... O sea, no estás yendo por un mundo abierto. Porque si esto fuese mundo abierto, vamos, sería muchísimo peor. Dios. El muro parece el muro de Juego de Tronos. Último pecado. República de Dalmequia.
So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing
It's nothing.
Mientras tanto, esto es... una capital imperial. Bueno, donde tenemos que ir, básicamente. Sala de audiencias, Palacio Imperial.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then, Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
La flor.
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings.
But you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
Es que es una hija de la putísima madre esta mujer. Es más mala que el puto cólera, tío. Yo creo que igual las flores... Fíjate, tengo la teoría de que esas flores, como que el aroma que desprenden hace que como que te vuelvas afín a Artema. Yo creo que es una arma de Artema. Para que te vuelvas como afín a... básicamente sus deseos. Yo creo que va... Igual es un poco descabellado, pero que la flor también pasase a las manos del niño, como para... no sé. Tendrá un papel importante esa flor, seguro. Esas flores. Plural.
Let's go.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if... Wait for the siege to end.
Hostia, pesado, tío. El bicho este. Loco. Déjame. No quiero pelear contra ti. Déjame. Se me hace gracia porque te persigue. Huyes un poco y de repente se pira, ¿sabes? Corres un poco y de repente se pira. Como... Ok. Puerta de Randela.
If the siege breaks, they'll need more than this to stop the Imperial legions marching on the capital.
Oh, I'm done for.
If you haven't got a
Cofre.
Ambrosia won't help me here.
Porque no puedes llevar a tu chocobo por aquí.
Good girl.
Faster.
Not much further to go.
Esto parece el muro de Juego de Tronos, tío. Literal. Me recordó un montón, tío. O sea, en lo que tengo en la cabeza, como el muro, que luego está guapo porque luego lo veré en la serie. Pero lo que tengo en la cabeza del muro es esto, tío. Es algo parecido a esto. Sin el agua, sin la casa. O sea, sin el agua, vaya. Es que es gigantesco esto, tío. Es que literalmente es enorme. Voy a ver un momento. Es que literalmente esto únicamente sirve para que vaya rápido. Pilles los 4 objetos que hay, si quieres, o si no, pasando. No merece la pena explorar en absoluto, tío. Ah, ¿no puedo subir por aquí? Sube. No me deja hasta que no me cargue estos mans. Está rotísimo esto. Súper roto, tío. ¿Dónde están? Uy. ¿Dónde han ido a parar? A ver, sube. Ambrosia, come here. Bueno, como es un terreno tan escarpado, prefiero Ir. Hostia, espada antigua. Como sea mejor que la... Que la de... Que la Excalibur, me voy a reír muy fuertemente. Es peor, vale. No me río muy fuertemente, entonces. Yo me jodería, que hagas una misión de una espada súper fuerte y tal. Llegas a la siguiente zona de historia y te da una espada mejor. Ya me jodería. ¿Hay cofre por aquí? ¿O no? Me recuerda un poco a Dune. Bueno, este continente no. Esta zona geográfica de Balistea. Me recuerda un poco a Dune, la verdad. Que de Dune he visto hoy el tráiler de la segunda parte. Y me da una pereza. La veré porque la primera me gustó. Pero a priori me da una pereza esa película. Que no puedo con ella, Qué pereza me da. La Virgen. Seguro que está guay, porque la primera a mí me gustó. Pero... Pero qué pereza. Hombre, mucho chocobo veo por aquí, Mucho chocobo veo por aquí. Nos van a tener dando vueltas ahora. Es posible que nos estén haciendo misiones secundarias. Nos estén haciendo hacer secundarias. Hombre, no creo que me dé hoy para hacer... O sea, para hacer la mazmorra principal del cristal, no creo que me dé. Si ya llegamos ahora y ya es ir a la mazmorra, guay. Si hay misiones por hacer y tal, imposible. Vale, guay. Obelisco. Artífice. Meteorito. Voy a comprar esto.
Many thanks. May Gilbert smile on you.
A ver, un segundo. Es que ya exploro por puro... Por puro vicio, No es porque diga... Wow, tremendo nivel de exploración de este juego. No, ya es por puro vicio. Qué guapo, tío. Tiene cada plano este juego que es para ponértelo de fondo de escritorio. Precioso. Es curioso porque este juego tiene como partes que son increíblemente bonitas a nivel visual. Y luego tiene otras que son hasta feas. Rozando la fealdad. Es curioso. Mercado Boclat.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
Hostia, el buen Durum, tú.
How much for a measly crust of bread? You won't find any cheaper.
El pan de pita.
They are more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the crystalline dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an exception? Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go and find Good, shall we?
He must be around here
Ok.
somewhere.
Plaza de Abastos, Puerta del Mercader.
My peaches, they're sweet as nectar.
I'll take
Hombre. Aquí está.
Oh, good. There you are.
Me gusta que esté como en la posición de los brazos, me gusta mucho.
So sorry, don't tell Nan, will you?
Slow down, Goods. Just tell us what happened.
It's me trader's pass. It's gone. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last saw it?
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a bairn bumped into me and... Yeah. You don't think that they might have nicked it, do you?
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is prime territory for pickpockets.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child. Where would we even start?
I know where! I've got a pal in Bocklad who might be able to help us. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sign's got a red chocobo on it.
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure no one else is missing.
All right. We'll meet you there.
Vale, a tenernos dando vueltas. Si no, ahora va a tocar el momento antes de la mazmorra. Momento de dar vueltas. Cofre. Rollo de música Sandstone.
Bloody crimson caravans. Leave some for the rest of us.
Por aquí tal vez. Sí.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners. And yet, none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots's pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and 2 birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion, Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, we don't want to get spotted, right?
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
All right. We'll help.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you, Clive.
Insignia obtenida.
The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading the search. Wear that, and he will know you for a friend. I suggest that you speak with him first.
The furniture makers. Understood.
Ladronzuelos pueriles. Vale.
Out of my sight, wretch.
Voy a poner el aire otra vez. Vale, ya estoy. Tío, se me hace un pelín pesado que antes de hacer la mazmorra tocha, en cada puto pueblo de estos te hagan hacer tonterías, tío. Dar vueltas y tal. La verdad, se me hace pesado, Al principio no tanto, pero... Hostia, conforme vas avanzando y avanzando, se hace más lastre, tío. Lastra muchísimo, Es como, tío, no me alargues artificialmente el juego haciendo estas mierdas. No salto las conversaciones porque son... Es la principal, pero vamos.
Then I expect you want to know more. She told me you were leading the hunt for the pickpockets. What have you learned?
For one, that they're targeting the traders carrying the biggest packs. Harder to watch your back, see? And less chance of the mark giving chase if they're spotted. Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps know every inch of this warren like the backs of their hands.
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw Goots.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down the children involved. You should go and have a word with her.
Thank you. We will.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You
should come with me to the Dominion.
Fish for sale! Fresh sorted and smoked! Can I interest you? Ah, sorry. Message from Eloise, is it?
She's asked me to help her. To help you find the pickpockets.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you what I know, then. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were dirty, dressed in rags. Street urchins, by the sound of it. I get a lot around here.
Orphans from the wars.
A few, perhaps. You saw the refugees gathered by the entranceway? They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity to rid themselves of...
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves...
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then.
It's worth it.
Right then.
A ver.
Questioning children.
A dar vueltas y vueltas, ¿eh? Es increíble.
You won't find anything of this quality in
Es espectacular. Venga a dar vueltas y vueltas, tío.
Do you have a moment?
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking children like you to pick pockets.
I don't know. Nobody's asked me. What's picking?
No, so if they come calling.
The caravan stops next to the check. Show the traders.
What do you want? It's all right. We're not going to... We've heard that some very bad... We need to know who's behind it.
I don't know much about... He said he got a job.
Sounds
We
probably...
need to find.
Do you know where your friend...
He's usually by the tent.
Lo voy saltando ya, Lo siento mucho, pero... Se me hace muy pesado, tío. Y tampoco cuentan nada interesante de historia. Es secundaria camuflada de principal. Eso me da rabia, tío, porque... Si son secundarias, mira, puedes elegir hacerlas o no, pero que te pongan secundarias en principal, tío. Que encima son secundarias. Secundarias tal cual. Es como, hostia puta, de verdad, tío. Venga, alargar el juego, tío.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
Yeah, and I'm broke. Enough.
That big fat donkey was he wouldn't have noticed if we... Yeah, could use one of those things to...
Chance would be if the moment they found...
Would they now?
Shit! What do we...
You two get caught if you...
Hunter, where are you going?
Se va corriendo.
So that was Jill. You was...
All right.
Se va corriendo, tú.
He can't have gone far. I need to find him before his employers do.
A perseguir a los niños, tío. Es que ya es lo último.
Did you see a boy run past?
There was a boy.
Thank you.
Míralo, ahí está. Mi amigo el Prisas.
Shit.
It's all right, Hunter. I just want to...
Fine.
I'm looking for the people who...
Called themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me... I knew they were bad, but didn't come at all half the time. You know, if I didn't do it, they just...
Hunter.
You found him there?
Jill.
Eloise is watching over them. She sent...
I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. Whatever you do to me, I can't... Not that I go against them anyway. If it weren't for...
Cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Wait, we're not...
Se piensa que somos... Se piensa que somos de los...
Don't hurt him.
De los estafadores estos.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo.
Goods. What are you doing with these people?
Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister?
What? ¿Quién es su hermano?
Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just a Theodore, at your service.
Theodore.
Vultures who have made Boklad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gil and bullying those without it into... I'd been looking into their activities and hoping, but it seems they've already stooped. Hans is a good lad. Don't blame. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the Stone Summer, Clive was it, and my sisters asked you to help, then we all want this.
Wow, increíble. Increíble misión.
Oh, where is it?
So, what else? If you get your traders passed back, and I make Boklad...
All right then.
All right. Honza, where are they camped?
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail.
We'll try it this time.
Back down the road.
To Laney's Club.
Vale. Tengo que ir a por el campamento de bandidos y poco más. Les pegarás tremenda paliza, escarmentarán y listo. Bueno, y pillarás el pase de acceso para cruzar la ciudad.
Good girl.
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business. You should have minded your own.
A freír a todos. Realmente los frías, literal. Los fríes.
I doubt these were the ringleaders,
but at least we know we're on the right track.
Este es de los fuertes. O sea, se ha puesto como fuerte. Vaya, estos tampoco eran. No me lo esperaba que no fuesen estos tampoco.
Good girl.
Hostia, esos llevan ahí un... Unos gordos.
Recruits are natural born ne'er-do-well, especially the little ones. It will be a shame.
Scum. The leaders of the caste.
They don't deserve any.
I wasn't.
We're ready when you...
Oh, I'm...
Fuck. It's that guard from Boklad. Kill him. Kill them all.
Estoy súper OP, chaval. Y voló. Es como que le quedaba como un poco de vida y se la ha bajado de golpe, tío. Se le ha bajado la vida de golpe.
And they say crime. Gold chains, ring.
Have the names been?
Not yet. I reckon. Now I just need to sort through it all and return.
We should go and give Eloise the good news. Can we leave things?
Of course. Oh, and
we'll be glad.
Vale. Pues de vuelta. Dios, a ver si... Hombre, no sé si... No creo que empiece la mazmorra, La mazmorra tocha. Yo creo que va a ser larga. Ahora veré cuánto dura. Cuando nos hagan... Cuando nos hagan ir a la... Como siempre hay como un... Vas al mapa mundi para ir a la mazmorra tocha. Va bien para saber cuánto va a quedar y tal, ¿sabes? O sea, cuánto va a durar y demás. Bueno, cuánto va a durar no. Se ve para ver... Que empieza a ir a la mazmorra, que no empieza sin que te des cuenta tú.
Theo told me he'd been on their trail. And their demise solves 3 problems that I only hope yours is among the items. Speaking of whom...
You are too... Here, Clive. Goods' pass.
I will.
Elle, I've asked our boys to carry... Can I count on your help?
Of course. I expect you'll soon be on your way then, would it now? Don't look so shocked.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, for a small fee, we will be that goods to market.
I was the first my sister helped escape.
I had no idea.
It just so happens that, and who better to join for, wouldn't you agree?
I would. It seems our... So what would you say to working?
It would be up.
And our honor. The honor is...
Here, Clive.
Insignia obtenida. Teodor te ha entregado su insignia.
What is it?
Elle has friends in high places while I have...
Hostia. Las insignias de los dos forman la fraternidad.
I shall bear it with...
Well, all that remains. Goots' pass should secure you a place on the caravan. But if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide you with...
Will...
Increíble. No voy a olvidar esta misión en la vida. 20 puntos de... Hostia, pasavante, sí, pasavante, grito del rayo. Disminuye el tiempo de recarga de tormenta eléctrica de 7 segundos. Es una mierda gorda, los colgantes, tío. Buah, hay 3 secundarias. ¿Me puede apetecer en menos hacer las secundarias? Me puede venir menos de gusto. Nada, sale por mi cuenta las secundarias, Quiero ver a ver si empieza ya la mazmorra tocha. Si haces ya, si puedes hacer TP ya a la mazmorra grande.
What I really want to be.
Here you are, good.
Me pass? Oh, thank you. I'll have to say thanks to Elle.
So should you. You and your friends don't have to steal anymore.
We do, and we already have. Miss Elle's given us this hard work, and the pay isn't half what we got from the stone. And Goose.
That's all right.
You said you're trained to be a black. Well, I'm going to be your first customer. I'm going to sit.
All right. We have a place on the wagon. Remember, Goots, we're mercenaries. You hired us to protect you.
But mercenaries...
And you remember the plan? You're to ride all the way to Twinside.
Jill and I will go with you as far as the outskirts, then find our own way in.
I'll buy that stuff I need.
Right. And we'll scout out the Imperial's defenses.
There's a square with a big bell tower right in the middle of town. If you get lost, or out goes wrong, we can meet up there.
Right. Let's go.
La capital imperial. Es increíble, los edificios y tal. Joder. Se ve que luego al suelo, tío.
And you're quite certain your father has no knowledge of Ultima?
I am. I have no difficulty believing a sinister force has come to exert an influence on Sanbreque. But be that as it may, it is yet to claim my father. For better or worse, his radiance speaks his own mind.
Then the fiend works from the shadows.
I confess, when first you told me of this fiend, I had my doubts, and more than a few at that. A beast that labors to plunge Valisthea into turmoil, all in pursuit of your brother. But that wound is proof enough that evil is afoot.
Then I have your answer, Your Highness. You will join me in my fight.
I cannot. Not yet.
Your Highness, please.
As you are aware, the Dhalmekian army is at our gates. They have lost their mother crystal, and with it all hope of a negotiated withdrawal. It is but a matter of time before they invade. If Bahamut is not here to meet them, my people will be slaughtered.
Though not by Hugo Kupka, thanks to Ultima's machinations. I know the fate of your people weighs heavy on your conscience, but if we do not put an end to Ultima's plans, they shall face a far darker fate. The chaos he would wreak would sweep all of Valisthea into the abyss. The lives of every man, woman, and child in the Twins are at stake.
I believe what you say, Phoenix. But I have duties of my own, and I must discharge them. Come what may.
Es que esa flor, tío. Es que esa flor te la ponen súper... Para que sepas que va a ser importante.
I know that it is wholly unworthy of the highest offices of state, which rightly belong to those of purer breeding. Alas. Your bloodline runs through the Oriflamme gutter, from a whore who weighed her child's worth in Gil.
Have you threatened my father?
Of course not. I merely whispered in his ear that his mongrel son is plotting a rebellion.
What?
Sylvester listens to the words of his astrologers. And they have ears too.
You have been feeding them your lies!
Should you remain loyal to Emperor Olivier, his radiance may yet crown your head with laurel, and not with tar.
Fork-tongued witch!
In consideration of your long years of service to the Empire, I shall forgive this uncharacteristic rudeness. Now hurry and make ready, Your Imperial Highness. Emperor Olivier expects much of you, Dion. Or should I say, of Bahamut. May your fire reduce his enemies to ash. till all of Valisthea bows to its rightful ruler.
Es una víbora esta mujer. Pero es víbora, víbora, Es como una serpiente de cascabel, tío.
There is another darkness that has taken hold of Sanbreque. Until its grip is released, the flames of war shall spread ever wider, just as Ultima wishes.
Forgive me. My family has caused you much grief.
You are not her keeper, Phoenix. This is a matter for the Imperial household now, and as a member of that household, it falls to me to resolve it. At such time as that is done, what strength I have shall be yours.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let us take to the skies together, and bring a new dawn to Valisthea.
I should like nothing more.
Seguro que se alía con... O sea, traiciona a su padre. Usa Bahamut contra su padre, seguro.
My prince. Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
We dragoons have but one leader, Your Highness. And we shall follow him unto the very end.
Thank you. This is my decree. For their crimes against the crown, the traitorous Annabella and her usurping son shall be put to death, and the Empire restored.
Como me encantaría reventar a esa mujer, la mujer esa, Joder. ¿Ves? Pero no puedo hacer TP ya, tío. Qué rabia, tío. Dominio cristalino. Es que va a ser largo, ¿no? Todo esto. Tengo que disfrutar de la bendición de la cola del dragón. Voy a ver cuánto dura esto, tío. Porque debe durar 1 hora o así, yo creo. Toda esta parte. A ver. ¿Dónde está esto? Supongo que yo debo ir. Debo ir por aquí. Sí, más o menos por aquí voy. Vale. Entonces este man... Vale, aquí empieza la mazmorra. Ok. Nah, es que es larga de cojones, No, es larga de cojones, tío. Al menos dura... dura un montón, no. Ya lo haremos en el próximo stream. Qué pena porque iba a hacer las secundarias, tío. Pero si no me dejan... Si no me dejan volver atrás. Hostia, ¿por qué no puedo volver atrás, tío? O sea, ¿por qué te limitan, tío? Qué rabia. A ver. Uy. Se ve. Vale. Hostia, es que me encantaría quedarme aquí, tío. Hostia, qué putada, tío. No puedes darte ahora. Y si... Voy a probar una cosa. Si me muevo aquí... Porque quiero guardar al menos. Aunque salte la cinemática inicial de tal, al menos lo dejamos aquí. Dentro de la mazmorra.
One would never guess that these people stood on the brink of war.
They're afraid. They turn to drink to forget their fears.
Anything you want to forget?
The harbor is empty, and half the market stalls too. The city may seem peaceful on the surface, but it's balanced on a knife edge. Were we to give it a nudge, it might be just the distraction we need to reach the Mother Crystal.
I thought you might say that. We should send for Gav. We'll need someone to keep the fires we start from going out.
Es el punching ball, el Gav.
Until he gets here.
I'll send a Stolas then.
Literalmente Gav es el punching ball del grupo. Es el a quien le van todas las hostias.
What is it, boy?
¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué es esa llamarada? ¿Qué es ese haz de luz amarillento?
Toggle. This way.
Literalmente vas por los tejados. Vale. Hostia, qué guapo, tío, pinta esto. Cielo de lamentos. Oh, pinta esto, tío. Vale, pues voy a guardar. ¿Me dejas ir al mapa mundi? Por favor. Vámonos. Me deja ir al mapa mundi. Vámonos. Podré hacer las secundarias antes del directo del lunes. Porque mañana y el domingo no voy a hacer directo, que estoy trabajando. Buah, qué puta madre, tío. Podré hacer las secundarias. Nice. Vale, pues lo dejaremos por aquí. Es un increíble momento para dejarlo. Ah, no puedo guardar. ¿Y si cargo partida? Ah, bueno, ha cargado justo... A ver, para asegurarme. Vale, carga justo aquí, ok. Vale, perfecto, pues lo dejaremos lo dejaremos por aquí. De hecho, me gustaría comprobar antes de dejarlo. Oye, voy a hacer mapamundi aquí. Mapa de la zona, voy para allá. A ver, si me deja guardar ahí. Sí, me da igual perder todo el progreso. Igual carga otra vez la cinemática, mira. Ya la veremos otra vez el lunes. Puta madre. Vale, pues ahora sí que me deja guardar, ¿no? Guardamos, porque la zona que se viene va a ser larga. Y ya el lunes proseguiremos. No creo que me quede tampoco mucho. O sea, yo creo que la semana que viene me lo paso. Veremos. Así que poco más. Lo dejaremos ya por aquí. Y en principio nos vemos ya el lunes a la misma hora que siempre para continuar. Así que muchas gracias a Edu por pasarse. Y nada, hasta el lunes. Adiós.